Hello everybody, welcome to Step Into the Portal. My name is the Brandt. Welcome, I'm going to be playing the GI Joe Deckbuilding game. This is one that I played a while ago on the channel, and it doesn't happen often, but I completely got the rules wrong on this game. Now, it was still fun. I think I did it in 2 parts, because it was going on forever, because I missed some major rules, and people were still engaged in watching, but I definitely wanted to go back and do a replay of the game. So, to give it another chance, I really like this game. Hey, Matt. Thanks for joining. Thanks, everybody who is joining me live for this play. So, yeah, I'm going to go back. I'm going to play the second mission this time. There's essentially 2, although it'll change it up every time. Oh, thank you. Happy May Day to you as well. Because there's 2 different missions in the box, but you shuffle various things up. So, that is that. I shuffled, and my leader for this one is Snake Eyes, and I'll basically just walk you through turns here and whatnot. So I have dice here, I have some piles of cards, I have cards up here that we'll need as we go through. Hey, Brian. Oh, nice. Yeah, a lot of people like this one. I've liked this the best of their deck builders. So I haven't really played the Transformers one. I tried to play it solo and didn't get through, and Eric, my co-host, was going to walk me through some of that and play at some point, so on the Right Brain Roller, so we'll try to do that at some point. Alright, hopefully I won't miss things. I'm supposed to flip this over at the end of my turn, then every other turn in solo I move up this marker. If it gets to here, I lose. And then I'm trying to complete this stack of 9 missions that are over here. I believe if I get to the end, I win. There's some complication cards that come out, and we'll kind of see as we go. Maybe I'll put the reserve and this over here and have this space. So, alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the idea. So this is the Snake Eyes that I can recruit. For now, I'm actually just going to put him right there. This is my hangar bay. So on my turn here, the first thing I would do is if there's no mission in play, then I would add a mission. But the first turn of the game, I don't do that, actually. What is it on solo? Is it just the first turn? Or is it the first round? I forget. Yeah, before the first mission cards. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, cool. So I was right. So I'll actually get 2 turns. A round is 2 turns. Right after I cut the power to my... What are you doing? Oh, no. You learned from my video. I guess it was playable minus the... So the main thing I did is that when I used these cards, I thought they were used up and I discarded them instead of saving their recruitment points. So I guess in some sense, if you knew that was the mistake I made, you could use my video to find all the interactions and things. Yeah, I remembered playing yesterday and that the first mission card doesn't come into play, but then all of a sudden I was like, is it a turn or a round? So everything's in rounds here with 2 turns in solo, and then I can save a card here. All right. So anyway, we get to recruit. So these little stars on these GIs tell us that we can spend them to recruit, so we play them on the board. If we want to go on a mission, then we have to use a vehicle. We have this vamp that can always come back. So we're not going to go on any missions because there's nothing for us to go on. Those are kind of the enemies things. So we have 4 to recruit with. So we see we have a drone strike here. We have this disarm, which isn't too bad to just get rid of those battalions early on. We do have this ace who can deal with vehicles. And that one for Cobra officers. So I think maybe this disarm is good to buy just to get us 2 more recruitment points. And then we can either have the hacking gear to draw more cards. That seems fun, actually. Let's try to draw more cards, then we'll worry about recruiting some of these. So that is going to happen. This one tells us we can discard a card from the center. I don't know. Most of these are good, having that out there even. We'll get rid of this tranquilizer dart, discard it up here, and add another card. It could be effective, but there we go. Now we have a whole bunch of 6s that we can recruit. So then that ends our turn. We flip this over, and then that would end the round after we take 2 turns. The reserve is where we can put a card and save it for the following turn. So, like, this might be one that I'm going to save because I don't need this one next turn. So this one lets me re-roll a die on a mission. So now I have 3 more recruit points. If Snake Eyes defeats a side mission, I get to draw. So 3 recruit points. There's really nothing I could buy except Ace here. I will buy Ace. I can also always buy these stealth rifles. So we'll see if that is useful to us. And then these go away at the end of my turn. I'll reserve that one. So that is the end of the round. So then at the end of the round, we would look for any story mission effects, card effects, or threat meter effects. Like I said, if this ever gets to here, we lose. And then we increase this by 1. Now, it can never go back to that blue zone again, is the idea. All right, so now it's the start of the second round. So we bring the first mission. There's 9 missions up here. There's kind of level 1, level 2, level 3, or Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Find the location of the hidden battalion. Cobra plans to steal supplies from a humanitarian organization in Afghanistan. The Joes need to find where they are hiding, and fast. So this says that it is a jet mission. It has the jet, and we're supposed to add 2 complications. So these are going to be random things that are going to happen. At the end of each round, draw 1 complication. So we're going to have to play 1. It has a success value of 4, so we're going to need to roll these dice, which are zeros, 3 zeros, 2 ones, and 1 2. And we have to get the number of successes that are on there, and this could adjust that. We don't actually have to. If we fail, it goes to the fail pile, and then there's something to adjust, and we move on. So we can just kind of work our way through there to do that. All right, so we have 4 Joes here. This is the only mission we currently have. So I don't think I'm going to go on that one yet. I can let it sit there. So I have 4 recruitment points. So I could get this beachhead or this drone strike. Is pretty helpful. The vision. So I think we'll get this drone strike here. We're going to recruit this for 4. We're going to keep the reroll in there, and we'll have to discard this one. All right. Oops, I already didn't flip this little token. It's going to be hard to remember. So then we're going to go here. At the end of each round, draw 1 complication. So we'll have to check that. So now we have 5. All right. So we can play these in front of us. This one needs vehicles. So this would give us 2. So actually give us 3 dice. So we're looking at these cards. It has a 2 vehicle skill, and we can do recon or vehicles over here. Snake Eyes is stealth, so everybody can always just use 1. So I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could roll 5 dice against it if I want to. That's a little bit tricky. So instead, I'm going to play this Comm Starter card first. I'm going to discard the Night Vision Binoculars, which are fine. And add a new card. I don't remember if this gets discarded or not when I play these events. Alright, so I could go after this with 5 dice, but there's going to be these. We do have a single reroll, so it's kind of like 6 dice to get 4 effects. I think we can deal with a complication card. So what do we have instead, though? We only have 3 to recruit with, so we'd have to get the service. Oh, no, we have these 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 to recruit with, so we could get this sniper rifle, which will give us +2 during a mission. We'll try to build up our deck a little bit here, and then we can get rid of the Joes and kind of see. All right, so the story mission tells us to draw a complication card, so it's going to increase this by 1. It's a surprise attack. That's essentially going to go away. I'm just going to start a discard pile, hopefully off camera here. And then we are going to do any card effects, so none of those have any effects. And the threat meter tells us at the end of the round to bump it up by 1. And then this tells us to bump it up by 1, so it's essentially 2. So that green zone is hard to stay in. And then we flip this back over, and we draw up. So always 5 cards in hand. We have this row here. And when I go on a mission, I will demonstrate how this works over here. And there are also other vehicles we can get as they come out. All right, so now, wow, we just do not have a lot of Joes here, so we'll have to deal with that. All right, we do have 6 recruitment points, which is pretty sweet. Roll 2 dice for each card. For each hit rolled, we get to draw a card. We rolled 2 hits, so we get to draw 2 more cards. So that's pretty good. Now, if we could defeat a side mission, we don't have any side missions currently. So we got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 out here, which is pretty awesome. Here we need vehicles and recon. So we have a recon here with rock and roll. None of these ones have that. So, sorry, in solo, you shuffle these upgraded. So I actually have Snake Eyes here who I can promote as well. But neither of those have that. If there's utility in play, +1 wild skill and draw a card. So that's these ones. If there's a gear in play, +1 wild and draw a card. Gotcha. So My options are pretty similar there. All right. Well, I've got stealth. Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to go on a mission. I only have 2 Joes. If I go after this, I won't get there. I can make their skills wild. I can also discard a card from the center. I like him with all that stealth, but we already have stealth on Snake Eyes, so we'll toss that one to draw a new card, the rocket launcher. So we could pick up something like this, but I don't think that makes sense. I think we have a little bit more gear, so we're going to buy Roadblock for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 1 left, and we're going to keep saving this one here. All right, there is a vehicle. So vehicles will have kind of a what type of vehicle, how many passengers they can hold, and then what effects they have, including this one tells me if I go on a mission that has jets, then I return it. I guess it's just an air mission. I'm not sure exactly. It's probably air, land, and sea is really what they're going for. All right, this should have flipped. Now it should flip again. I'm going to forget that all the time. It's probably tracked in my head. All right, so I have 4 Joes. I can get +2 wild skill. So if I wanted to, I could go after this. I now have 6 dice and a reroll, which isn't terrible. So let's do it just so we can see what happens here. So this vamp can hold 4. So we're going to have 4 of us on this mission. We're going to flip these 2 complications. So we're going to have to reroll a hit, and we need +1 difficulty. So it's going to be tough. So each of these GIs gets 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to play this card, which gives us +2 dice. So we have 6 dice. We're going to try to roll. Woo! We got a lot of successes. And we have to re-roll one of our hits. And it's still a hit. My goodness. And we had a re-roll here. So we needed 5 successes because this gave us +1. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's amazing. All yesterday I was rolling terribly. So these are discarded. This is defeated. So when this is defeated, we decrease the threat by 1. And target player draws a card. So I'm going to draw this Snake Eyes card. And this one goes to our success pile. So we now have 1 in the success pile here. And those will be tracked possibly later. Here's our Snake Eyes. So this vehicle specifically returns to the hangar. This Snake Eyes can be played. And we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to recruit with. Wow, that's a lot. I actually like this vehicle here a lot. To have another one, although it only holds 2, and these are just going to be good. So we got a utility, so let's buy this one for 6. Is it Lady J we want, or do we want the one that just has 4? No, I think Lady J is good. So 6, and we have 2 more to recruit with. So with our 2, we could buy this one. So we'll buy... Nah, we don't need low light right now. Let's buy the service rifle, which gives us +1 on the other missions. Wow, so we did really well there. So no penalties there, no card effects, the threat meter... There's nothing on it, and so we just go up... Oh, sorry, this goes up 1, and then it goes up another 1. So now, at the end of the rounds, we're going to add one of these Cobra battalions and cover one of these cards that we'll have to try to get. I'm not positive that I have every rule right now, or... Well, no, I'm positive I have every rule right. Whether I play everything right is tricky, but this is a much better play than the first one I did on the channel, maybe even a year and a half ago. So I'm happy to at least show off the game in its better light, and I'm going to flip that over, man. Whew. All right, so there's no story in play, so we will put a new one in play. Uncover the spy in Washington, D.C. A Cobra operative has infiltrated the U.S. government, is trying to frame GI Joe for Cobra's actions. Who is really behind this deception? So it's got a single complication on it. Cards in the lineup have +1 recruit, so I need +1 to buy those. And it is a target 4. All right, so let's see. So, does it take stealth? It does. So we could do stealth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not flight. 6, 7. Boy, with our success last time, that's not a terrible idea. So let's go after it. So we're going to take the vamp. We're going to go after this one. We're going to flip this complication. Add 1 Cobra battalion to the leftmost uncovered card. And draw another complication, right? All right, so this one's going to be a side mission. So now we have a side mission with explosives and tracker. We may not have anything for that. If Snake Eyes defeats a side mission, we get to draw a card. So it can work well. When you play multiplayer, you're allowed to play Joes into each other's missions. You won't have cards, but go from there. Yeah, sorry, my whole I don't know if I get the rules right. It wasn't like, oh no, I'm not confident. It was just, you're going to make mistakes when you play, and it's okay. But at least I feel like I have the core of it down. That was my only intent. It sounded a little more ridiculous than it was. All right, so we have 2 for stealth, 3, 4, 5. This one just gets 1. And then we're going to play the sniper rifle 6, 7, and we have a reroll here. I should technically be putting this back in my hand in there. I'm going to forget at some point that I can hold one there. So 7 dice against this one for 4. Woo, we got just to 4. So we don't need the reroll, and there's nothing that makes us reroll. So we are good. So this goes -2, and we remove Baroness from the game. Wow, so far so good. So we're going to take the stack over here with Cobra Commander, Baroness, Destro, Dr. Mindbender, Zartan, Major Blood, and Storm Shadow. And we are removing Baroness so she can't come out even if an effect tells her to come out. So that's a nice bonus that we got. This returns to the hangar. You can go on multiple missions. So I had other cards in my hand. I could play those to go on this mission. And technically the way it works is I say Snake Eyes is leading this mission and then these are joining. Because there's going to be things that say, when you go on a mission, this does such and such. And it tells you things over here as well. Any Joe may provide 1 wild skill instead of their regular. All right, so we have completed that. Wow, the turn it came out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is unbelievably good. I think we just keep buying these. May destroy 1 card in their discard pile. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot, actually. So the other way I could do this is when I complete a mission with one of these, I can destroy them. So I'm going to destroy 1 of them. Now I have 6. I'm going to buy Scarlet. You know, I'm going to buy Rock and Roll. She lets me destroy cards. He just gives me recon that I think I'm going to need a little higher values of. These go here. This flips over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. We also can buy our upgraded Snake Eyes. I have to think about doing that. Okay, we need a new story mission. So this one is the end of the line for Act 1. So this is going to come out. It's going to have a single complication on it, and it is no Joe. So I think these are always standard. You're always going to get the end of Act 1, 2, and 3. It can't be. The U.S. government is calling for the official termination of the GI Joe project. The Joes must act fast to prove their mettle. So we're going to place Dr. Mindbender into play. All right, cool. This is going to get tougher. At the end of each round, we're going to increase this by 1. And then we need 3 successes. So it's not a lot to complete that. But he says at the start of a group mission, discard the top card of the main deck. If it's a Joe, this mission has +2 difficulty. So we can defeat him with tech if we want to. We can come over here, defeat this. We also have the Cobra Battalion. So we have 1, 2, 3 side quests. Oh, this is a group mission, actually. This is not a side quest. So we have these group missions, and then we have these 2 side missions. You don't get the group mission. What are you saying? Oh, you think it checks... You think it checks putting this one in at the end of the round, not the end of the turn, the start of the turn? This says start phase. So you don't think this does every turn? You think I take 2 turns and then I do this? I was not playing that way before. But I see what you're saying. At the start of your turn, you'll follow these 2 steps. So I do think this is right based on turns. But let's see if the solo mode breaks any of that. In the solo game, you'll take 2 turns for the end of the round. This is tracked by flipping. At the end of your turn, activate effects listed on the end, and then flip the end of the round token to the opposite side. Reminder for this action. While the token is text side down, none of the end of turn round text on side and story cards resolve. When a card has the no soul, summon music, discard it and replace it. I think I'm playing it right. From what it says here. From what it says here, I still do things at the start of the turn. I just don't do anything that says the end of the round. So, apologies if I had that wrong. The rulebook's not amazing, but it looks like we're okay. All right, we're gonna roll 2 dice. I hear you though. That definitely could be true, Brian. I'm not saying you are definitively wrong, but just from reading through that, it says don't do end of round effects, but it doesn't say don't do start of turn. And this says at the start of the turn. Turn sequence, yeah. Nah, it's all right. It was good to be able to look it up and make sure. I figured I had one wrong already. I might as well make sure I'm good. All right. So we've got this one here. We've got this one that just won't let us recruit. We got to get rid of him with tech. So we've got 3 tech here. We've also got tracker. Ooh, at the end of your turn, that should go up 1. I missed that one. All right. If there's a gear in play, we get +1. All right, so we're going to play him. And we're going to draw a card and get +1 wild skill. I'm just going to put a die on him to remind me. So then if I go on a side mission, I'll have extra over there. I can choose somebody to be wild. Okay. I think we got a plan now. So let's go after this one. Oh, sorry, if there's a gear in play, this mission. So I should have waited till the mission. So I don't technically have this card yet. I don't remember which one I drew. It might have been this one. So let's go here and here. That's going to give us 4 dice for that. Yikes. We have our reroll. Okay. So we'll come here with these 2. We're going to try to use this reroll, and we're trying to get 4 on this one. So let's see. So we get 3 for tech, and then there's no utility in play, and then we get 1 for this Joe. So we're going to try to get a lot of hits here. 1, 2, 3, so we'll use our reroll card. Ah, we failed. All right, so that did not work, so they're going to stay here. And I don't believe there's a penalty. I think I just waste time. Oh, maybe I discard the card so I don't get their recruitment values? Is that what it is? I didn't have these ones when I last did the quick play there. Yeah, remains in play. Cool. All right. So there's that. So now we can come over here. So we're going to play this drone strike so that this one has a wild. And then technically this is where we would draw the card and we can put this on a side mission. I should have thought of that. If I'd gone for this one first, I would have had this draw to come over here. All right, so now we have too many over here. 3, 4, 5 dice to get 1 success. So that's where I messed that up. Technically, the vamp comes over here. Whenever it's the vamp, I'm not going to move it. And this one is defeated, so it goes away. All right, so now we can recruit. We can also discard a card. We're going to get rid of this one here. This card also lets somebody with only 3 cards draw a card, so it can be useful in multiplayer. Here it's not as much. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, 10 to recruit with, huh? So let's get Scarlet now. And Scarlet plus 10. This one doesn't have a symbol on it. We'll take this Awe Striker. So when you purchase one of these, they go here. When you use them, they go in your discard pile. All right, so that's going to give us all of those. We didn't save any cards. So now it is the end of the round. So at the end of the round, we do +1 from the story mission. We do card effects. The threat meter itself will add another Cobra Battalion, and then this will tell us to add 1 to it. Cool. And then we flip this back over. All right. There we go. So now we don't have much. We just have 3 Joes. So going after that, if you defeated a Cobra Battalion this turn, draw +1. Okay, so this will work out okay. We're going to send these 3 GIs in the vamp to this Cobra Battalion. Sure. So that's going to give us 3 dice. So we're going to get 3 dice. We're going for 2 successes here. Hey, we got 2. So this is defeated. It goes back here. Now I can play this utility. I could also get rid of any of these. And I will. You know what? I'm going to clear all these ones out. If you defeated one this turn... Oh, I'd like to buy this. Do I have one in my hand? Oh, completed a side scheme. Side mission, that's funny. So this one gets played, the diffuse. And that decreases this by 1. And then I'll save one of these Joes, and I'm going to draw another card. So I have 3, so at least... you know what? I'll buy the all-in... No, I'm going to get rid of this because I want to start thinning my deck. And I draw one card, which is Lady J. So she is tech. She could go after this one. If I wanted her to, I could actually use this. If a leader's on this mission, +2. So that'll actually give her 5. And there's a utility. Okay. So Lady J comes out. We're going to do the Awe Striker. We're going to draw and get a bonus die. So it's a GI Joe. We'll put them on the mission as well. Look at this. So now she gets 3 on attack, 1 for the wild. There's a leader on here, so we get +2 dice and this GI. So now we're rolling 7 dice for 4 successes, and we got 5. So Dr. Mindbender is defeated. I think he's out of the game, but I'll set him back in this pile just in case he comes out with something else. All right. Thank you. Yo, Joe. We'll get rid of this one as well, and now we have 7 to recruit with, so we're going to get this, and we're going to get this, the Skyhawk and the Sky Striker. Get lots of vehicles in there, so we have lots of things to do. Knowing is half the battle. There you go for theme. All right, we flip this over, so now we can go after this main one. And we keep rocking and rolling. Are there other people with us? Brian was here. Well, we got a few people watching, so have people tried this or not tried it? It's quite fun. Sorry, I'm just on the tail end of this thing. All right, marksman or explosives. So this one I can go after with anything. If there's a gear in play, I got tons of gear. So we're going to play this one, roll 2 dice for each hit. We get to draw a bonus card, so we're going to get a single bonus card. Now, can we match these 2 up? They both have marksmen. So we're going to take Roadblock. We're coming after this one. We're just going to use the Vamp. So I'm not going to move it over. That's what I said I would do. I'm going to stick to it. And we're going to put Rock and Roll on that one as well. There's a gear in play, so we draw a card and gain a die. We're not on a side mission. But we could send Snake Eyes after that one. So now these are going to have 6 dice. Do we need more than 6? I think we'll be okay. Put Major Blood into play. So here comes Major Blood. So Major Blood says at the start of each player's turn, place 1 Cobra Battalion on an uncovered card in the lineup with a cost of 5 or more. So we're going to have to take him out. All right, so this is gone. So we are rolling 6 dice there. How do we feel about getting 3 successes? We get a 7th die from this, so we feel pretty good. All right. We got 6. I am rolling great today. All right. Target player draws 2 cards. Return Dr. Mindbender to the officer stack. Oh, so I could have gotten him back. It might be when they're defeated they go away, but it's fine. I'll double check it if it becomes relevant. All right, so that is set. Now we can go on a side mission. So we do have a decent number of cards here. So we could come in here with stealth, and we could change stealth, and then we get a bunch of extra cards. So we'll send Ace in. Instead, we're going to take the Vamp. Ace is going in with vehicles, so that's 2. I'm coming in with stealth, but I'm going to choose a Joe on this mission, and their highest skill becomes wild, so that's going to give me +2. This is going to give me +3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get 6 dice, and then I'm going to play this one to get a +2. So that's going to give me 8 dice. So I'm going to have all of these. I'm going to try to defeat Major Blood. Oh, yeah, we did. So Major Blood is out. You know what? I'm going to put these over here just in case that is what the thing is. I'll put them in their own stack. Cool. So we're going to get rid of this GI. We're going to draw a card for Snake Eyes. And we are just rocking it. We're going to reserve this card. And now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to recruit with. Well, that's just too much. So we'll take Knowing is Half the Battle for 5. We'll take Tunnel Rat for 5. And do we want anything else? Discard a complication. If you control a leader, +2. We'll take that one as well. I think I do want that one, actually. Discard 1 complication. We'll take that one. I haven't really played Transformers. I laid it all out and did a terrible job learning it. And somebody said they would teach me instead. And I just been waiting on that teach for a while, so I haven't had a chance. But I do have a copy of it downstairs, so I will try to see if I can get to it at some point and learn it. Because I'm generally pretty good at learning games, so it could be helpful. Which one do I prefer, Aeon's End or GI Joe? Wow. I think I like Aeon's End better. I don't know. I said that I wasn't too gaga, and I really liked that new one, that Astronauts with leveling up. I guess it feels a little scripted. They're right on the same page for me. I know a lot of people adore Aeon's End. I didn't like the Legacy Aeon's End. I felt like you were just stuck with your character, and you were just buying the same cards and doing the same thing, when you could switch it up every game and change your characters. I like that a lot. I would be intrigued if I played this a lot more how these missions would feel. There's 2 missions. I'll try to get my hands on the side box. We might have it at the store, and then I can play more, which will help with this. But all of them, as they expand, they're gonna do better. All right, so this is gonna flip over. So start of the next round, we are now going to Act 2. So we discard this complication deck, and we bring in the Act 2 complication deck, not the Act 3. So there's a different deck. Yeah, I'm going to try to learn that Transformers one. I don't think it was super hard. I think it was just my attempt was poor once, and then I didn't take another one. At the start of each player's turn, add 1 Cobra Battalion to the lineup. Okay. Mission effects, Cobra effects, Joe effect. Okay, so I should do this. Alright, so we're putting another one in there. So we need to get rid of some of those, huh? Alright, here we need Tech and Stealth. Oh, this is the other thing we need to buy. We keep forgetting to recruit him, so we have to do that. All right. That is good to know. Okay, so we've got explosive martial arts. There's a gear in play. All right, so Roadblock's going to go after one of these. He's going to go in the Vamp. No, I can't then play this one, huh? Oh, yeah, I can. Discard 1 complication attached to this story mission. Never mind. So we'll go here. We're going to discard this lift ticket. And we're going to bring in a cutter. So this card is gone. So it's going to give us 3 dice. And we have a reroll if we need it. We only got 1 success, so that's going to stay there. Oh, we have this reroll. So we'll spend the reroll. Nope, we failed. All right, so that one gets set aside. Then we're going to send Scarlet after this one. I don't know if you could do the same one twice in a round. So we get 4 dice because we pick any 1 skill. We can also destroy a card in our discard pile, but we don't have any. I got 2, so that battalion is gone. And then we're going to send Tunnel Rat after one. We're using the Vamp every time. And we only get 1, so that's it. All right, and then we're going to play this rocket launcher for the recruitment points. We have 2, 4, 6, 8. So let me double check how you promote your leader. I think you have to have them in play. If it's in play. Yep, okay. So that's not going to happen. But we have 8 here, so we're going to get Cover Girl. And that will be the end of that. This will flip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the start of each player's turn, add a Cobra Battalion to the lineup. I'm going to say They always get added to the leftmost. I'm pretty sure that is actually how it works. Oh, so I drew the Awe Striker, so that's going to come back in here. And then I have these if I complete side missions. So here I need stealth. I need 5, though, and there's a complication card there, so that's going to be tricky. Alright, I got Snake Eyes here, but only 4, so I got to draw some cards. So we're going to have Snake Eyes and Ace go after this one. So 1, 2, 3 is going to be our rolls. Do we want to use one of these to increase it a little bit? Sure, we'll bring this one back in. So we get +2, so that's going to give us 5 dice. Oh my gosh, we still failed, huh? Rough. Alright, so this one gets discarded. We didn't defeat a side mission, so we'll hold that. And this comes out, that gives us only 4. We've got Cutter there to help with vehicles and tech. We do need tech here. Maybe this one is smarter, though, huh? Ignore the results of the die roll. Reroll all mission dice. Huh? It could be useful. Tricky as a card, though. If it defeats a side mission... Ooh, this is actually pretty good. Oh, there's a new one which crosses over with... I saw they had a bunch that they announced. Excuse me. Is it out or is it announced? Alright, so here we have to do the story mission, which is not happening. Then we have to add one to the battalion. Oh, I think I actually lose if these fill up. Then I have to increase this by 1, and then at the start of my turn I have to do that. So I think that's a loss condition. So we are on a timer here, man. Alright, we're going to roll and draw extra cards. Nothing. Man, luck is running out. Alright, so we're going to go on a mission to take out one of these here with this and get +2. That's not going to get us much anywhere. Maybe we just need to take this one down, huh? So we stop adding them? No, we're good. Alright, so we'll go after that. We're going to have 4, 5, 6, 7 dice. Hopes I get 2 successes. I barely did, but I did. So that one is defeated. Alright, and then when that's defeated, we can play this to lower this by 1. And then we can save this card for next turn. And we can recruit, but I don't think there's anything I want to currently add to my deck. So we're good. Alright, we're going to flip this over. Start of my turn. We add another one of these here. Is 5 a loss? Or do I just have another one here somewhere? I don't have a 6th one. Maybe it's when you have to add the 6th you lose. So they didn't give you one. That would make sense. Awesome, I will look into it. As well, that flips? Yeah. Alright, gain a number of hits equal to half the printed difficulty of this mission rounded down. Then discard this card immediately. Got it. Alright, so the issue I'm having is that I don't have enough Joes in my deck. So maybe I do need to buy those and cull some stuff. Alright, so tech. We could come after this one. Gain any gear in the lineup. Doesn't seem great. We need this one to hit so we can roll some Joes. There we go. Alright, so now we got Scarlet. So now we could take out 2 of these, or we could just go all in on this tech and try to see what we get, or maybe we split. So, if she comes over here... Oh yeah, this will work. Alright, if she comes over here for 4, takes this one, we'll give her +2 wild skills. So we're going to flip this, which is the story mission, and we resolve another complication card. I cannot use utilities to affect this mission. Oh no! That was my plan. Yikes. Alright, so now we have 4, 5, 6. Ugh. That's rough. This is not going as well. All right, so now we have 6 to try to defeat this. That's okay. We just move on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is not the number we needed. We needed 6. So shuffle the Cobra officer stack and place one at random in play. All right, there is Cobra Commander in play. So that is there. This is going to go to our loss pile here. This is going to come back. Yep, we're doing this twice today. Thanks for stopping in, Canadian Mustache. All right, now we have to figure out where to go with this one. So this one needs vehicles. We have to get rid of one of these Cobra battalions, I guess. Although we get half. We get 3. But if we go after him, we only have 1, 2. Oh, he's not a side mission. All right, so we got to go after these ones here. So that's going to give us 4 and an auto 1. Oh my gosh. Wow, these dice are killing me. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to recruit with. So we'll get Cutter because we need a few more of these. We'll get Jinx. That's it. All right, let's try to put a few more in here. Ugh. At the end of each round, discard all uncovered main deck cards in the lineup. Oh, and the story mission's +3 difficulty. Wow. Okay. So the end of the round, this is going to go up, and I think we lose. Oh, man, we got smoked. Those dice. How many missions I failed? 1, 2, 3. I failed 4 of these that had 2s on them. So, all right. So that's how that would go. Then this would come out. We're going to have to deal with Zartan coming into play again. I do have to look at when you defeat them if they leave play. I assume they would actually leave play instead of going back in the pile. Cobra Leader. Cobra. They're referred to by name. Ah, man. Return it to the officer stack. All right, so only Baroness got removed, so these ones would have been possible. So then our second mission was going to be prevent the Cobra attack at Big Ben. So this one was a 4. We'd put Zartan into play, but he's already coming into play from this one. Oh, gosh, excuse me. What is going on? Then we had 2 more, and the final one was destroy the mind control device. So place Cobra Commander and Dr. Mindbender into play. So these really change up what you're able to do. Because suddenly, so this one gets the story mission +3, so it's much harder. We saw these 2. Storm Shadow is going to be assigned Storm Shadow to a player as a side mission at the end of your turn. It's +2, so this is going in front of somebody. Yeah, so the side missions go in front of individual players. That's what looks a little different solo, and I believe only they can complete them. Destro makes you re-roll all your doubles against the story mission. At the end of each round, draw a complication. Then to defeat the story missions, you have to match the difficulty exactly while Zartan's in place. You have to get exactly that number. Yeah, I really don't mind rolling dice, but you could clearly see there it was just, wow, it didn't matter. There was one where I rolled 6 dice and I needed 1 hit and I got 1. And there were so many, whatever that last one was, I rolled 4 dice. So that is how the game goes. I wanted to show it off. I enjoy it. Yeah, those are not going to be your best friend all the time. I did forget, had I recruited my other Snake Eyes, that probably would have helped. But it's an interesting balance on what you're going to focus on and what you want to defeat. You know, what's out here that you're going to face. Are you going to go not get rid of Zartan because it's too much time and just try to roll that exact number? You would have to re-roll hits to get the exact number that's on there. It's kind of interesting. And then what you want to recruit from here. The last game I played, I was able to buy so much stuff, and then I was culling from my deck, and I really thought that was going to happen more. And even with getting rid of those Joes, I just got myself into trouble. I had plenty in here, I felt like, but they just were coming up one at a time, and so I could only take care of one of those. So there was also something that said defeat, but I guess it was when you defeat, and I thought this card was defeat a Cobra Battalion. I thought, perfect, I'm going to be set. So, yeah, you could do some smarter buying. Of course, these cards are intended to kind of be split across. Now, this one lets you put 8 people out, so that's great for multiplayer, but in solo, the odds that you're going to have 8 cards is kind of tricky. So, it changes things up a little bit. Mr. L says, always cool to see what games you're playing. Yeah, I try to switch it up. There's obviously a lot of Marvel Champions, and people like watching that, and I enjoy playing it, but I'm not solely that. And I like to try different stuff and show it off. I'm not the world's greatest solo game player, not even in terms of skill, just in terms of likes and dislikes, but I like showing things off and being live here with people. That part is fun to me. So now you said, oh, have you tried the Transformers game? It's like, I want to try it. See what it's like. I am going to try, I just ordered, and it's supposed to come in, the Unfinished Business expansion that Tony Fanchi designed for Outer Rim. So I want to try to play that on Star Wars Day, as well as the Star Wars Pandemic. So I don't think I've actually done Outer Rim on the channel before. I played Outer Rim a bunch, though. So I'm going to try with the expansion if I can learn all those rules whenever I can get my hands on it once it comes in. So that is my plan for Star Wars Day, to play those two. Oh, I'd love to bring back Larry. He's so busy now. It's so hard to anchor him down. He was playing My Hero with us, and I haven't even seen him on Tuesday nights anymore. So, but it's fun, and we're still able to play some Marvel Champions, and I'll play some stuff they're doing from the Con of Heroes this weekend, so that will be good. So, awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. That wasn't super long. I didn't do super well, but I feel good that I now have a video of this correctly up on the channel, which was really the key for me. Win or lose was fine. These dice got us again. But what are you going to do? So that's just the fun of the game for sure. Have I played Dune Imperium? I haven't played it, but heard great things. I do think Dune Imperium is very good. It's the like fighting when you get to 3 and 4 players in the middle is a little for me. There's a lot of cards that swing those battles big time. So if you're just sitting there holding a card and you realize, oh my gosh, I would decimate everybody this turn if I drop this card, they're a little powerful. There's like secrecy cards or something. The worker placement's super fun. The paths you can take are neat. The expansions are interesting. Both expansions are up for a best expansion for Dice Tower Awards this year. So I find that very interesting that it's competing against itself. There's 3 other games with 3 other expansions in there as well. But it's interesting that those ones are there. So I have not tried it with the expansions. So I would like to do that. For a little while, there was kind of this like, do you like Lost Ruins of Arnak or do you like Dune Imperium better? And I was more in the Lost Ruins of Arnak. I don't mind like head-to-head. Like, same with dice. I don't mind dice. I don't mind head-to-head. It's all fine. And it definitely could be enjoyable with the right group, but sometimes I find that's part of it. Is either one person's very good, or one person has figured it out, or one person leverages other people. And similarly with dice, sometimes they just roll fine for you, sometimes they roll extremely well, and sometimes they just stop rolling, and there's nothing you could do strategically to plan around that. But it is interesting how some games, the dice feel like that. Like Ghost Stories was always like that. People felt like, how am I just supposed to roll 3 of the same symbol on 3 dice? You're not. You're supposed to go in with success and have the dice decrease. So there are games where it can do that, and similarly here, right? Like just finding ways to have rerolls and don't just go for it. So I do think it's going to be a better 3 and 4 player game, but people rave about the solo. It uses an app if you're into kind of that kind of thing. There's also just a deck of cards that I played. I'm pretty sure if you go back, I was playing it on my dining room table downstairs, and you should see it on the channel. So you should be able to go back and see my solo player. I think I used the cards that were in the box, so you can check that out for sure. I don't think I ever filmed one with people. That's tough. Scheduling a whole bunch of people to be in a place to be on a video is a tricky thing. Nice. We got HeroClix going on Saturdays at our store, so that's been a huge thing. HeroClix, people have been showing up to play on Saturdays. I got to play 2 games with people, and it was interesting. I enjoyed it. I was using other people's armies and things they had collected. So, it feels like it takes 10 games to kind of get into it, like a card game would, which makes sense when you're collecting, having abilities. But I was able to wrap my head around it relatively quick, so that was good. Yeah, I really like ways to reroll with dice. So here I had a single one, mitigate. I had it there. I had the more you know, and it was going to give me 3 successes, and I was all set, and then the card came out that said you can't use that card, and I was already committed, and whoo, that was it. That was my plan, was to be able to use those auto successes. I really like auto successes, too. I think that's a really fun way to do it, or even like Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, where they say, I'm going to hit for 3, plus or minus this card draw. There is the miss. Some people play it as a 0 or whatever. So you could do that as well. But I like that idea of, okay, I'm going to hit for 3, you kind of guaranteed. So, my minimum should be 1 or 2. What do I need to do with that to see what I have? 75+% of your plays would be played that way. Yeah, I'm playing a lot more solo in this last year than I had before. So, I'm getting used to it. But you'll see most of my solo plays are here on the channel. So that is my next plan, I believe, is to play the Star Wars Day. I'm going to do Outer Rim Unfinished Business. Like I said, if that comes in and I can learn the rules for Unfinished Business. And I'm going to play, what was the other one I said? The Pandemic Star Wars. So I'll do kind of like a mini marathon there. Maybe I'll tack something like Warp's Edge on the end since it takes place in space. Just kind of having a space day. But I imagine there'll be a lot of people playing and streaming Star Wars games on Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And my next day, Revenge of the 5th, is my comedy show. So I'll have to get ready for all of that, which is where I'm going to head now. So thank you, everybody, for watching me. Thanks for watching afterward. Please thumb up the video. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel. We're getting there a little bit. At some point, try to upgrade my camera too, but it seems to be working for now and whatnot. And I try to do a good job of explaining what's happening. So yeah, so that May the 4th be with you. I probably will start at 8:30. That's kind of usually my start time from getting up, getting people out of the house, getting showered, eating breakfast, and then usually 8:30 is a good start time for me. And that lets me do a marathon and finish 12:30 so I can have lunch. Because that last one, when I went till like 2, I was so hungry by the end. So, and then moving on with all the work that I have at night. So there's that. Thanks, everybody. My name is the Brandt. This is the GI Joe deck building game. So there you go. Knowing is half the battle. And until next time, I hope you step into the portal. Bye.